That interception was the only time that you guys did stop them in the red zone, though. They were able to get 3 touchdowns. How much do you guys have to improve there?
Most definitely. We pride ourselves on not letting teams get into the end zone and stopping them and not let them get big plays. And we didn't do a good job of that today. So we're gonna go back to the drawing board. Every game in this league is hard to win, and obviously we won, and that what it all come down to, getting the W no matter what. So we just get back to work tomorrow and watch this film and try to correct it.
Based on your extensive coaching in hockey, how would you grade Josh Allen's 2-point conversion celebration?
I didn't even see it. I didn't see what he do.
Oh, he threw the ball up in like the third to last row of the stands.
Is that a fine?
Probably. Yeah.
All right, can you tell the NFL to donate to the Tre'Davious White Family Foundation? Because we'll need that money for sure. So get Josh to donate that money to my organization, and it's going to a good cause. But I didn't see his celebration.
What about Micah's kick return for a touchdown?
Micah is an instinctive player. We're fortunate to have him in our defensive backfield. He's one of the best players in the league, probably one of the best safeties in the league. We have the best safety tandem in the league, and for him to make that big time play to have the instincts to keep going, that was a big time play for us.
Trey, how bad did you guys need a momentum play like the one Jordan made right before your interception?
Oh, for sure. I told him, man, you keep getting off the ball like that, man, nobody's gonna stop you. And he did a great job of getting off the ball. He did the same thing against Tennessee last week. 2 weeks ago, and they called a flag on him. But he do a great job of practicing well, man. That guy on the practice field, he goes hard, so it's just starting to pay off in the game.
It seemed like it woke you guys up, right? I mean, did it feel that way for you guys too?
Oh yeah, for sure. We needed that big play because it was a negative 9 yards, so that's backed him up, and he gave us a chance to play another down.
Trey, how tough is it not to get frustrated when they're having a 10-minute drive basically to open up the quarter, and you have to kind of keep playing from play to play, and finally you make the play, obviously?
Just bend, don't break. Just pride ourselves on taking the ball away and getting guys to settle for field goals, and we made the key plays when the team needed, and that was the big thing in the game.
You got him on the pick, but what did you think of Fitzpatrick today going against him?
Man, he did a great job of picking us apart early and often, and then extending drives and having our offense on the sideline. So he did a great job of reading our coverages and our disguises. So we'll get back to the drawing board, try to get those things corrected.
Does it seem like a little bit of a wake-up call that something like this can happen to this defense? I mean, it pretty much hasn't through 5 games.
This is the NFL. Any given Sunday, and teams watch film. They get tendencies, and it's just something that we got to correct. And we'll come out next week and just try to have a better day.
It seemed like they made a concerted effort not to. Sorry about avoiding. How hard is it to stay technique sound so when the opportunity does present itself, you can cash in?
As a defensive back, you can't let the game get away from you. You gotta, when stuff like that's going on, you just try to run to the ball each and every play, go celebrate with your teammates to stay engaged in the game, because you never know when the ball's gonna come, and when the ball comes, you gotta capitalize.
And then with the punch out, is that a Peanut Tillman special right there?
Oh, for sure. He the guy that pretty much came up with that, and that's just something that we practice pretty much every day, and I displayed it on the field.
How big a lift was it to have the offense pick you up and cash in with 15 points off your 2 takeaways?
That's big. If we take the ball away and those guys capitalize on it, we're in for a good day.
Trey, what was the difference first half to second half with you guys?
Just mindset. Those guys came out and punched us in the mouth, and we came into the locker room, and we made some adjustments, and we was able to pretty much limit those things in the second half.
Ed said that Coach said, stop thinking and just play. Was that the message amongst all of you?
Oh yeah, for sure. You watch film all week, and then you come out and you try to guess what plays they're going to run by the formation, but they can always do something different, and that's probably what we fell victim to in the first half, trying to play the plays and not just play football.
How good was it to get the turnovers? You guys have been talking about getting more turnovers all season, and you finally got a couple today. How big was it to actually get them?
Oh, it was big, man. You win the turnover margin in this league, your chances of winning are huge, and we were +2 or +3 today, and that was the biggest thing in the game.
We kind of like sped up the tempo, went a little no huddle, to get comfortable in situations, and he was just making great decisions.
Could you describe your touchdown?
Just something we repped all week. Came over in motion and ran a post route, and it was a great throw by Josh.
You tried to jam you. You kind of got a good release there. The motion help get the release, or what do you think about getting a release and avoiding the jam?
The motion was, to basically get him to play off, but he came up closer, and it was just perfect timing.
What's your
John, was there something?
Right now?
Go ahead.
What's your chemistry right now with Josh? It seems like
You guys haven't missed a beat really any week that you guys have been on the field together.
Oh, we got a good chemistry. You know, it could be better. You know, it's just things that I have to work on. You know, as far as route running to get better. You know, just us as receivers. You know, as a whole group.
Was there something you saw at halftime that you thought you could take advantage of? It looked like there were a couple comeback routes to you that you guys took advantage of. Was that something you saw at halftime to say we need to throw those couple in there?
Yes, it was. You know, it was something like that. But you know, going into a game and you know when a team is down with a lot of players, you want to try to take advantage. You know, of the weak links to see if you know you could get something going.
John, it wasn't blatant, super dramatic, but it is another fourth quarter comeback for you guys. How confident are you now that when it matters late in the last quarter, you can make a play when you have to?
Just we gotta continue to play. We gotta come out to a better start. You know, we just can't be comfortable with what we did. You know, it's just we got a lot to pick up and a lot to handle.
From an offensive player standpoint, how big was that play by Tre'Davious at the goal line for you guys on the sidelines and then the offense to come out?
Oh, that was big. You know, like our defense always making plays, you know, coming through for the offense. And, you know, it was just a great play by him.
Settling for field goals.
I was just saying, can you describe your touchdown celebration?
Oh, that's a Miami thing. You know, it's something that I was doing in Arizona, and the guys been wanting to see it for a long time, so I gave it to him.
And then Josh tries to one-up you by throwing the ball in the stands on the two-point conversion?
Hey, it is what it is.
You get a sense more of respect for a team like this. So many people are talking about them tanking and winless, but they really played you guys hard. Do you get more of a sense of who they are, those guys on the other side?
Oh yeah, when you look at those guys on film and you know you pay attention to the halftime stats, it's always a close game. You know, those guys, you know, they get paid just like everybody else. They play real hard, and you know, like I came in today definitely knowing like it was going to be a fight, and you know you can't take a team for granted just because of their record.
Check the stats, bro. I scored touchdowns, man. But no, it was one of those plays. It was good to score. Could have went down into the game.
I was going to say, it looked like you were not quite sure what to do.
I literally caught the ball, and I'm just like, yo, there's nobody here. And the touchdown, the end zone was just like, oh, and I'm like, I just went.
It's hard to tell anybody to go down in that situation, right?
I mean, but I have to, though.
Were you thinking at all about it for a second?
I literally, as I'm running, you can watch the film. I kind of peeked to the sideline and was just like, oh man, I don't know what's score. But it's kind of, this is a crazy league. I gotta go down. They, you know, even though there's how much time was left? 40 seconds or a minute?
A minute and a half or so.
Whatever it was, you know. I've seen crazier things in this league. For them to come down, score on another onside kick, get it, one play, field goal, somehow tie it up. So good play, but I gotta go down.
Micah, you've been telling us all week that it doesn't matter, 0-5, whatever record, you have to respect everybody. Was it today kind of a reminder to everybody out there that that's the case?
Everybody in this locker room understands that.
Yep.
Every single game that Miami has played, it's been, other than the first game, it's been close at halftime. You know, we're getting booed running at halftime. We understand we're not playing well, but this is the NFL, man. Like you got to compete each and every week. It doesn't matter what the record is. Those guys are trying to get their first win. We're trying to get our fifth win, and from there, it's going to be a close game. Divisional game. They know us. We know them. You know, it's kind of one of those things that you gotta go out there and we understood it was gonna be a 60-minute game, and it was.
How big was the Jordan Phillips play in terms of just the momentum?
Huge
how bad
play.
you needed?
Huge play. I mean, they got down there. He made an amazing play. Almost got he did get the football. Almost got on the football. And then from there, Tre'Davious came up with a huge pick. Tre'Davious today, lights out. That boy was something else today. He sparked that turnover. Came back the next time, punched the ball out. That's just the stuff he's able to do for this football team. And, you know, Jordan Phillips has been making a lot of plays for us lately also. These guys are just that's how our defense is, man. If it's not one guy, it's another. It took a while into the second half for us to make some plays, but, you know, fortunate enough we did, and I'll take an ugly win over an ugly loss.
The kickoff, was it your baseball background, like charging a grounder there, play that aggression?
No, you know, watching film, we understand they do the high bounce to the left. I'm the left catcher. I have faith in my guys up front that they're going to block. I've been in some games, some big games where the onside kick didn't go our way. So I kind of have in my head, just go up and get it. If I get hit, come down with the football. I can go in the training room after the game.
Is there? I was going to say, is there any pool based on who gets in the end zone first?
No,
on the defense. You guys don't have nothing like that.
No, none of that. You know, it was a big play. But at the same time, I've seen crazier things in this day I get down.
When you got the ball, did you see all that space in front of you?
Exactly what happened. I saw so much space. I went up, caught it, kind of spun, landed on my feet, which I thought I was going to get hit, and took a couple steps, and yeah, man, it was.
What was the difference in the second half? They were running the ball pretty effectively in the first half. You guys started to shut that down.
Well, I mean, I think they had some big runs in the second half too. I just think they got down a little bit towards the end, so they had to start throwing it. Like I said, that's a tough football team. Their record doesn't indicate how good they are. You got to give them credit. You got to give Fitzpatrick credit. He was slinging it today.
Yep.
There was a few drives. They probably had 4 or 5 long drives on us. We just couldn't stop them. You got to give them credit. They were running downhill, blocking well, and all credit goes out to them.
Good to get the first one finally out of the way for you. I mean, I know you've been kind of squeezing for one.
Yeah. It was good to finally get in there. It's been a while. Missed the end zone a little bit, so it was fun to get in there today.
Do you know it was man coverage? Could you tell it was man there?
Yeah, I knew it was man.
Right.
The offense took a little while to get going. You settled for field goals early, and that was a problem. I know a couple plays you were visibly pissed off. I mean, you could see. Just kind of what was going through your head at that point in the game?
Just emotions getting the best of me. It's a game of extremely highs and extremely lows, and that was one of my extremely low moments. But just as a competitor, you want to score every drive. So I just felt like there were a few too many that we didn't. So. All we can do is get back to work and get better, and I know we will. We got the right guys.
That game in the third quarter, they have the ball for 10 minutes, and you're
right.
trailing.
That's also part of the frustration. It felt like we were barely on offense some too. So it's just one of those weird games, and you hate to play in those when the other team's just kind of possessing the ball and taking the offense out of the game. So. It's just tough to be patient as an offensive player at that point, especially with how we were playing early. So, but they did a good job in that regard.
Anything surprise you on what their defense gave you guys in this game? They're down some key players, and still they manned up, I guess.
Not really. They maybe played a little bit more zone than we anticipated, but other than that, they did their stuff. They did a good job.
How much easier is it when the defense gets the ball to you with that short field? That's got to be huge for you guys. What an emotional swing.
Yeah, field possession always helps, and our defense usually does a good job of that. But we didn't play our best ball either, so it's kind of an ugly win, and the Dolphins did a good job today in making it tough on us. So it's the NFL, man. Games are hard. Even when their record may be what it was, they still come to play. They're still paid just like we are. So
we've asked a couple of the players to grade the celebrations. Can you describe your celebration after the touchdown?
That's one I've done for a while. Just pouring the sauce on my hand, pouring the sauce on my shoes. So that's just kind of what I've done my whole career. I carry it over to Buffalo.
Is there like a switch that you see with Josh when fourth quarter or back against the wall that he just seems to elevate to a different level?
Really, he's the same guy throughout the whole game, and that's really what you want. You don't want a guy to just flip the switch in the fourth. You want him to have that switch flip before the game starts, and he does. So, I don't know. He's just a great competitor, and he's good about leading us down there to get the points when we need them. I wish we'd do it sooner.